While the blue flame of fall had subsided, the coals were still hot and alive. Some of the hardier maples, and especially the oaks and the beech, were still hanging on. And on one cold morning, I headed south as the sun rose to search for the burnt umber hues. Solo sunrise trips are my therapy. I find a timeless and youthful joy in studying nature's palette, with all her textures and small details. And this was the best part of autumn, the stage where the leaves are rapidly falling. It seemed like every time I clicked record on my camera, leaves fell in front of my frame. And this was only the beginning of the magic I would see this morning. love the peak of fall. There's something about the mustard and the crimson of the tail end, combined with the constantly falling leaves, that over the years has become my favorite part.
This is really funny. This is what happens when you paint the lines in the fall.
While a lot of the upper hillsides are long since past, you'll have moments like this at the tail end of fall, where you turn into an opening to a field and the entire sky is filled with an autumn blizzard. But with the tail end comes the cold, and with the cold comes trouble.
This brings us to this video sponsor, which is Solix and their C1000 portable power bank. You can run anything off of this, really, if you had to, and that's pretty cool because it's so small. So the Solix C1000 recharges to 100% in just 58 minutes. It's got a 600 watt solar input. You can go 0 to 100% in 1.8 hours. It has 11 total ports with 1,056 watt hour capacity, 1,800 watt output, and it has a 2,400 watt surge wattage via the surge pad, which can power 99% of appliances. It's got long-lasting battery technology called InfiniPower with EV class LFP batteries that have a 10-year lifespan and 3,000 charge cycles. It's got smart temperature control, ultra-durable industrial-grade components that guarantee a 5x longer lifespan, and a unibody drop-proof design. I've already scratched mine up a bunch. I mean, living out here in the country, you really need a portable power bank. You need something as backup, just in case. One of my favorite features is the built-in light, and it has smart app control, and you can check real-time status and remote control the power output. It also has expandable capacity. Super useful little power bank. So if you're interested in portable power, you can grab the Black Friday deal and get huge savings off the Solix C1000 by hitting the link in the video description. So thank you to Anchor Solix for sponsoring this video, and now back to the story.
And so with the tractor started, it was time to do some maintenance around the property and especially get the firewood organized and stacked. So we'd stack for a bit, then get back to work on the computer and stack more as a break from the screen. I grew up in a little red house with a wood stove. And splitting and stacking wood was a yearly ritual that's engraved into my soul. So to be doing it now, for the first autumn in my new home, is a dream come true. And the moon was glorious at the end of October. And on one night, it was so bright you could see plainly in the dark. And it was right around the beginning of November when the frost and even a little snow arrived. and the frost paired with the fragments of autumn is always a sight to behold. And it wasn't long after the temperatures really dropped that Allie and I decided to go on a sporadic road trip south to chase the foliage. My mom had just finished making a cushion for the back of my 1971 Volkswagen bus, and without that final piece, we had never once pulled the bed out and slept in it before. And so we packed up one night and decided we would sleep at the cabin and leave from there in the morning. It is freezing. There was a stretch of warm days in late October, really warm. T-shirt, sunshine, you couldn't even stand in the sun, it would tan you. And now it is absolutely freezing. And we're here at the cabin. We just slept here. It was very, very cozy with the wood stove going. A lot of the color has fallen around us, and so what we're going to be doing is heading south to chase the foliage. See how far down we have to go. I have no idea. We have no plan except that we're going to sleep overnight in the van. But there is no heat whatsoever in the van. It's pretty unbelievable to drive in it because there's no defroster, there's no anything, so you kind of have to drive with the window cracked, otherwise you ice up the windshield. It's an experience, but it does have the full bed, so make some breakfast on the road and just see what we can find. And on our way out, we saw a pull-off full of foliage, and I noticed the river was low enough to throw a line. walked into a local breakfast joint. We saw our good friends John and Jack, who we hadn't seen all fall long. And so we caught up before they took off with that mysterious shack in the back of the truck.
Yeah, of course.
And then we continued heading south down roads we had never been.
We could probably stop here for 1 second if no one's behind.
We found ourselves a little waterfall hike not too far off, where we walked and talked about where we might try and sleep that night.
What is that?
What? That was like some Mach 90 jet stuff.
Wait, I've never heard anything like that on an airplane before.
And all throughout the day, the wind gave us moments of late autumn magic.
That's true.
The oak leaves took to the river to migrate onward into the timeless gorge of change. And to make a long story short, we drove like crazy looking for a campsite and couldn't find one, until a certain back road caught my eye and we took it. And as we drove, the foliage became thicker, the light became golden, and the bus nearly coughed out on top of a ridge. Georgie is not running very good. I don't know what's going on. Put the new coil in, it was running great for most of the trip, and then we just got into the woods here and it's like he's backfiring like mad, just doesn't have the power. Have to be in first gear, really whipping it. Oh, man, I just hope we can get out of here. We have a great spot. It's very, very beautiful. We're up on a little ridge, sunlight, lots of foliage around, but hopefully we wake up and we can get out of here and we're not stranded. And so we made our camp as the November sun climbed the treetops. And I was reminded of how much I loved the feeling of being somewhere unfamiliar, of creating your own space in the middle of nowhere, and of bringing light and warmth to the darkness.
Happened that one I didn't like.
Never met a hot dog I didn't like.
I used to go to this place called Hot Dog Yankees a lot. Oh, I didn't realize there was 3 rounds of cushions. 3 sections. That's huge.
It's luxury.
Wow, that's the lock right here.
We want to put our head here, probably.
Yeah, alright.
And it was the kind of night where you sleep with your flannel jeans, winter jacket, wool cap, multiple wool blankets, and even a heated mattress pad that we plugged into the power bank. And you fall asleep fast and cozy with deep, cold breaths.
Wow. Imagine when we travel in this.
Rainbows and ridges and rhymers and rhymes, lovers and music all have a time. Someone gets started and someone resigns. interstate highways and buses and planes. They only take courses down memory lane. If everything passes, what past will remain?
And against all odds, Georgie fired up and got us out of the woods and towards the water where I had filmed that bald eagle a week or so earlier and watched her take off into the best part of autumn.
Some days you win and some days you lose. The chair got knocked over, I got the blues. Someone get nothing and some get to choose. Rainbows and ridges and rhymers and rhymes. Lovers and music all have a time. Someone gets started and someone resigns. I keep messing up the last chord.